Today, I am making tomatoes confit. Sounds super fancy. It's the easiest thing and the most delicious thing you will put in your mouth, I promise you. Well, almost, you know what I mean. So I've got these gorgeous, multicolored heirloom tomatoes, cherry tomatoes. Looks like summer in a pan. Sounds decadent, I know, but it's so good and you can repurpose the oil. But I'm gonna add olive oil to about halfway up the line of the tomatoes. It's gonna go in my oven at 375 for about 15 minutes. It's fast. And they'll just start to blister and open, and the roasting process will just kind of, let those juices out a little bit of the tomato. Now there's lots of different olive oils out there. I'm using one that's more readily available, a little bit cheaper, not like your beautiful finishing olive oil. We've got the tomatoes in their back. Sometimes when you open up a garlic and there are these gorgeous giant chunks, you're like, yeah, I can work with this. And then there are sometimes you break it apart and it's little one, which is fine. So we're gonna do the same thing that I always do is I smash those guys and then I take the paper film off. So they'll just sprinkle around. It'll be so fragrant in that oil. I added a couple of heaps of salt. Just gonna kind of massage in there. Just rub it all down. In goes my basil. The more you cut any kind of herb, the more it bruises. So we don't want to do that. Ripping it and tearing is actually a fantastic way of adding herbs to any kind of dish. So I want kind of rough, big, nice, rustic chunks of basil. We're gonna add that into my oven, 375 for about 15 minutes. So next, what we're gonna do is slice this beautiful loaf of rustic Italian bread. All right, so now I've got my pan getting nice and hot. To that, I'm gonna add my olive oil. Just gonna coat it. Fantastic. So it's really up to you how much oil you wanna put in your pan. Your bread is gonna soak up every last bit of it. It's how oily and crunchy do you want it? Fair warning is you have to let this cool. You cannot eat this 20, 25 minutes of sitting out on a nice cool counter. Literally burned the roof of my mouth off, not being able to wait, dipping my bread in, taking a big heaping bite, like annihilated my mouth. It's so good, it's worth the wait. Wait for it to cool. My tomatoes confit, I'm going to pair this beautiful Chardonnay, which is actually by a friend of mine, Carol Kemp in Sonoma County. The Chardonnay is called Alma Fria and it's absolutely fabulous. Cold, crisp. It's gonna really pair well with the tomatoes. Oaky, buttery, yummy.